What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another Tottenham update for you guys. If you are new around here, go to our brand new website, WeAreTottenhamTV.co.uk. Albeit, I don't know how long I can keep calling it brand new website, but go to our website where you get daily articles. We will be bringing out a segment very soon where we'll be reacting to the best comments on there on each and every article. So go and check that out and drop your best comment. But let's get into the Tottenham update, talking about potential transfer situation with Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg. Demasio says that Juventus have Hojbjerg on their list of possible targets. Representatives from the club watched him play in person against Chelsea. Spurs want 30 million euros, making a transfer more difficult for Juventus to complete. And if their representatives were there for the Chelsea game, they will come away from it thinking, wow, what a player they got there.
Well, we know he's a good player. I think that's why there was a lot of interest in him in the summer without a deal really materialising. I've always said I think Hojbjerg is a good player. Would I take money for him if it was good money? Yes, but I wouldn't take anything less than 30 million. Maybe in January, considering he'll have 18 months left, maybe there's a conversation to be had. But I think he's a good player. I don't think there's any need to be desperate to get rid of him. I think especially he can fill in a few roles, clearly showed his versatility on Monday night against Chelsea as well, with his ability to fill in at centre-back. I thought he had a great game. And I think he's been filling in well all season, to be fair. And last season he had a good season for most of the year. So I think there's no reason to be desperate to sell him. But I understand from Hojbjerg's point of view, at his age, I don't think he wants to waste any more time, sitting on the bench. He wants to be being one of the main players at a team, starting week in, week out. But it's about whether the price is right for Tottenham. And he showed, even if he doesn't get his move, he's still willing to put in a really good shift for the team. So if it happens in January, it has to be at the right price.
And obviously we need to find the replacement as well. But that being said, 30 million, is that the right price for you?
30 million is the right price for me, yeah.
I was of the opinion, like, yeah, let's move him on and get a replacement in. I didn't think he would really suit the Ange system, but I think every time he stepped in this season, he stepped in admirably well. He's the model professional, always available, and it'll be a shame to see him go, as much as it's probably the right decision for his career in terms of how he's going to progress and getting game time, and he wants to be playing in the Euros and the World Cups and all this kind of stuff. And is he going to be able to do that with limited game time at Tottenham? Probably, because he's like one of the first names on the team sheet for Denmark, but you still want to play as much football as you possibly can in your career, especially if you've got the mentality of Hojbjerg. So I can understand it from his point of view, but from my selfish point of view, so just about Tottenham, I would like to see him stay, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm happy for him to stay, and if we get a good offer, I'm happy for him to go. It's not a situation of either or. It's just whatever's right for the club at the time.
Let's talk about Richarlison now, as Tottenham forward Richarlison says he'll undergo surgery on his pelvis soon. And there's a quote from him. He says, "The last few months haven't been easy for me. I've had health problems. I've already spoken to the doctors, and soon I'll be doing surgery on my pelvis. I think it's time to rest, to stop for a second. I'll think about it for the next few days, and as soon as I will, and I'll do what's best for me," which is very strange comments. But in terms of our injury list, it is growing and growing and growing, including the suspension. So you've got Perisic, Solomon and Sessegnon, who long-term injuries. Davis is injured. Richarlison's got upcoming surgery. Romero and Udogie suspended. Romero for 3 games, Udogie for 1 game. Maddison currently being assessed, and Van de Ven looked like he got a very big injury last night. So yeah, it's literally just going from bad to worse at the moment.
Very worrying. In terms of the Richarlison one, it's not great, but at least we have Johnson, who's obviously showed yesterday he's ready to fill in that role on the left-hand side. We've still got Brian Hill ready to come in as well. So we got a couple of options, but it's not a perfect situation, especially if Son gets an injury. I'm guessing Johnson might go up front, but then who'd be on the left? I guess you've got Hill there. But the injuries are definitely mounting, and the squad, an already thin squad, is starting to get even more stretched. So that's the concerning part. Hopefully Ange can find some solutions that can help the team, and it won't hurt us as much as people think, but it is an issue. Richarlison obviously had been improving a bit of late, but lost his place to Johnson on Monday night. So look, if it's really, we've seen with Son how an injury was holding him back when he required surgery, and he put it off, and it really hurt his performances. So maybe it is a similar case with Richarlison, but I'm just curious as to why he's put it off till now. But maybe he just felt like it wasn't a case where he had to do the surgery up until now. So I don't know. I can't really comment in terms of if it's necessary or not. But I'm just glad he's getting it sorted, because maybe that's something that's been holding him back.
It's such a frustration, isn't it? Because regardless of Richarlison, just these injuries mounting up. When we spoke at the end of the transfer window, we both were in agreement saying, yeah, fine, good business done, but not enough business done, because we look so light in so many areas of the pitch. And this injury kind of list that we're going through right now, this little mini crisis that we're going through, is like our worst fears being realised already this early in the season.
100%. And hopefully, look, depends what results we get with these injuries, but if the results don't go our way, then hopefully it will show Levy that, yeah, a lot more. Yes, he's done well to get Postecoglou in and get the signings in, but clearly a lot more needs to be done. You can't just rest on your laurels with this team when you've got a threadbare squad. You need to be able to make sure that, because injuries are inevitable, especially this season. Every team seems to be struggling really badly with many injury problems to big players as well, long-term injuries. So you can't just have a starting 11 and hope for the best. You need to have a squad ready to compete when injuries happen. And at the moment, it doesn't seem that we have that, but we'll have to wait and see, because maybe Ange can get a lot out of these fringe players.
Yeah, it's kind of making that decision to sell Sanchez after the window have closed now without being able to bring in a replacement look more stupid by the day.
Unfortunately so.
Got a few quotes to talk about. Let's start talking about from Dejan Kulusevski, who was speaking about the fans and the game last night. And he says, on the fans, he said, it was unbelievable. Honestly, some things are bigger than life, bigger than football, bigger than the wins. I was really proud of that moment and the fans. I was grateful, and it makes me want to give a lot more back. And then he was talking about the game, and he says it was a little bit of bad luck at 2-1. Honestly, with Dyer's goal being offside, the chances of Bentancur and Sonny, we had the chances, but it didn't work out. We did fight at least. You cannot do more than that. It has to give us fuel. We lost the game. We hate to lose. It was our first of the season, but we have to make sure this doesn't happen again. And we play 11v11, because then we are much harder to beat when we're very, very angry. But the coach was very proud, and the players also. So very angry at the end of the final whistle, but proud as well. And I think that was similar to what the fans were feeling.
100%. And then people keep there's all this constant discussion about whether we should have gone played the way we did, or should we have gone low block looking for a result. And I just think the reaction, even in defeat, to the performance, I think proves Ange right just in that, in my opinion. And I think it keeps the good feeling going. You saw how the fans reacted, and in turn, how the players have reacted to the fans. Deki's obviously come out with those comments. Son as well came on Instagram saying how appreciative of the fans he is. And I think I'm so happy the players are taking notice of that and aren't too downbeat on the result, and aren't just looking at that in isolation thinking what a terrible result and are feeling negative about it. I'm glad that the fans have showed them that they really appreciate all the effort they put in that specific game, and they appreciate how they went about going down to 9 men, and clearly the players are reciprocating that, and hopefully they'll keep that positive feeling going between the players and the fans, and going forward we can use that as fuel for future games. So I think that's really positive, and obviously Deki was a massive part of that yesterday with the work he was putting in. So I'm glad that those comments are music to my ears, to be honest.
And last but not least, there's quotes from Hojbjerg from last night as well, and he says, I think we went down with the flag held high. We gave it our all. We showed what we had in our hearts, but the result hurts a lot. When we see each other on Wednesday, we'll gather the pieces and focus and concentrate on the next game. Everyone has to show their availability and show they are prepared to do what it takes. The result hurts a lot, but we have to keep going. And you don't expect anything less from the model professional that is Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg with those comments.
Yeah, 100%. And he's shown that all season, hasn't he? He's been an absolute model professional. He hasn't sulked. He hasn't been on the touch. Although there were rumours that he wasn't too happy at certain points, but in terms of his performances on the pitch, I can't complain whatsoever. He's been absolutely exemplary in the role he's been asked, and hopefully when he is given the chance to start, well, he was against Fulham and he was great, and if he is given a chance more regularly to start, hopefully he grabs it with both hands like he has been doing.
If he doesn't get it before, he'll definitely get it in January, that's for sure, with the AFCON coming around. But look, that is your Tottenham update for today. Let me remind you again to go and check out our website, WeAreTottenhamTV.co.uk. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.